All right, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to be looking at the State Library e-resources along with ebooks and read-alouds. There are so many amazing things going on right now because of COVID, and so it's really exciting because you're going to get access to content that I didn't even know about necessarily. So it's kind of fun. So all of the resources for what we're going to talk about today are located on the page that Ty has put together with for to help support you guys during this time.
I love you.
And so it's ty.link/online, and I will drop that in the chat too, so that if you guys want to click on that and follow along, you are more than welcome to. Um, And so a couple of things, we do have it organized in 3 different chunks. There is the how will you curate and share your content out? And so that's a couple of resources for using learning management systems that are freely available to everybody in South Dakota. Ways to do screencasts, ways to do online video conferencing, and then Flipgrid, which really is kind of a in between of it's a video platform, asynchronous video platform to allow you to have that communication, but yet not have to be all on at the same time. Some ways to gather your resources and share them out. The site heavily uses Wakelets, so you'll get to see how those look. And then finally, embedding content into websites. Edpuzzle is really great if you want to, if your kids are watching a video and you want to drop in some questions or reflection moments in there. And then Insert Learning is also really great because you can take any website and insert questions, reflection, that type of thing, so that the learners interact as they go. So all of these are on the curate and share page. And then as we move on over, help is where you guys are at right now because we found the webinars. And do know that that calendar is very fluid. And so we have been adding content. Basically, we do a webinar and then in the webinar people are like, gosh, it'd be really great. Or you talk to somebody and they're like, are you going to do another Zoom? You know, whatever. So these have been very fluid. So if there's something that you or your staff need, let us know and we will add it because we're pretty sure that you're not the only ones out there that need that. So like Carrie's doing screencasting.
Hi.
Good morning. Uh, Carrie's doing screencasting. We're doing Google Classroom. We're doing Teams. And then next week, Carrie's launching off with a number of choice board sessions, along with some basic Google sessions, just to help people use Google Sheets and Google Docs and how to best use those. So lots of different things there. Also in the help, and these are things that can help you, especially as we start to, get in the groove here. These quick steps to get started, we have some sample schedules from like Minnesota schools have flex learning days, and so they've done a really nice job of putting together plans. And so just those are all linked there. And so if you're struggling with how to structure your own day or how to structure your instruction, these can be tools. And then finally, Universal Design for Learning. Universal Design for Learning provides that framework focused on meeting the needs of all the learners. And it really is, it's a really great lens to look at as you're putting together your online resources. And so that's something to, even if you just kind of look through it, it can give you some insight. And then finally, content, which is where we are hanging out today. So content is organized in a way to do, I don't know if people have joined later, so I'm going to share the resources again. So resources are linked on the chat if you need to get to the resources. Content we've structured in the top 3 here are really very general resources. And so those are things that you can use across content areas, across age groups, very general. As you scroll on down, you're going to see things that are more focused on content areas, though ebooks does live down towards the bottom. Um, So we're going to talk today about the state library's e-resources simply because and I've been teasing them. I used to work for the state library, and I've been teasing them that their COVID plan, they went to geo-authentication, which allows you to access their resources anywhere in South Dakota with no additional login. So as long as you're in South Dakota, you can access the state library resources without a barcode and password. And they did this over a year ago, but I've been teasing them that that was their COVID-19 plan because it's just awesome. So under general resources, we have the state library's e-resources linked for elementary, middle, and high school. And what's great about this is you can just share the, elementary link or the middle school link or the high school link, and your learners now have access to content that they will be able to just click on and go. And so you can say, hey, go to Bookflix or go to Culturegrams, and they can do that without having to have any additional logins. So the elementary resources, I am so excited by some of the new ones and really some of their older ones too. Bookflix they have had now for a couple of years, and this is for early readers, and so Max is out about 4th grade. But what's great about it is paired you have paired fiction books and nonfiction books. And so when you're looking at them, you can go in and click, and then you have watch the story, read the book, and we have additional resources here. So there's puzzles, there's we can dive deeper, we can meet the creators. So you have a lot of options. As teachers, in the little apple in the upper right hand corner, that actually gives you teacher resources. And so if you wanted to look at the titles and be able to sort them and say, hey, I want you to read this book, you can do that. It gives you some additional resources here and like how to use them. And so it gives you a lot of support. So that is Bookflix. Miss Hucklebee's Academy is for ages 2 to 6. And so this is great for your really younger learners, and it covers all the content areas. Very friendly, and you can use a guest account or you can create an account. And so that would be, totally whatever you would like to do. And so when you're in Miss Humblebee's, you have the option. You have the option to choose
a lesson. Music room.
And everything you can see, she does a lot of talking. And so she will read things to you as you go. So that's also very nice. So that's Mrs. Humblebee's.
Amphibians live on land.
Go back to the list of.
So super fun. Share that with your music teachers. If you're looking for songs. Let's see, what else do we have going on? So in the chat, go ahead and drop if you guys are using some of the state library's resources already, so we can share that. We have classic plays. You also have World Book, which is always been one of my favorites. World Book Kids and World Book Student are both great. And one of the things with World Book is they have a lot of games. And so not only do they have the great content, they have activities, and these are designed to be done away from the computer. So you're looking at crafts and activities where you are cracking the code and doing decoding. So lots of different options for that. And then there's also games, and they cover all the content areas. And so you can actually go through and look by subject, and we can pull in and do games by subject, or we can do them by type. So World Book, in addition, and then their articles are all article read aloud, so you have those options. And so it is really useful when you're thinking about that to be able to use their resources. And then finally, I want to touch on, you got SIRS Discoverer, which they have all of the content. So if you're looking for articles for the kids to read, here's another resource for articles for kids to read. And they also have, if you're looking for like resource sets, they have topics that you can pop in. They've got all their resource topics, and so you can go in and we can look at any one of them, and they have resources here for you to utilize already. And so if you're trying to help them, if doing a project like this is coming up, SIRS Discover is a great place to drop. And that they do have article read aloud. I would use this upper elementary all the way through high school, actually. And then TrueFlix is the older version of BookFlix. And so this one is for middle school, high school, and upper elementary. And so you're looking at TrueFlix. And these are some of those really popular books that really engage a lot of, like, one of my coworkers, her son loves this book, and he's in upper elementary, or loves this site. So this can be really popular if you've got those kids that like nonfiction. It's a good one to go to. So that is the state library's page for elementary. Middle school is going to look very similar, except you can't, so but it's a list. It's not a fun grid. A couple of other things that can be really beneficial for middle school, especially as we aren't able to be together in school, is you have access to culturegrams now, and that was in the elementary too, actually. Culturegrams is great because it gives you, if you're doing anything with countries, you can go in and look at the country information. And so I can pop in and pull up cultural information from over 200 countries. And so it's very interactive and gives me a lot of information to learn about those countries. So that's so Culturegrams is one of the ones that they've added recently, and it's super fun. SIRS Discover, SIRS Issues Researcher, so a lot of the same ones go across. And so if you've introduced them to your kids one way or the other, another one that may be beneficial now, especially as we're looking for ways to provide resource support, using Learning Express Library. The elementary, the school center, that one gives you actual, you can go in, there's elementary, middle, and high school. They have math and English content. And so if you are looking for resources for them to practice, they can do this. They do need to create an account, but you can create an account without an email address, so you do have those options. Let's see. Pop over to the high school list and see what else. All right, I'm going to share the resources page again one more time so that in case those that have popped in later can grab it. All right, high school. Still lots of good resources, a lot of overlap here. things that they've recently added Consumer Reports. And so if you're familiar with Consumer Reports magazine, you can access all of their reports and everything here. So that's pretty awesome. The Digital Library of South Dakota and the Digital Public Library of America, these are both really great resources if you are looking for primary sources, if you're looking for general research, and they expand beyond what we are typically looking at. DPLA, the Digital Public Library of America, has a lot of collections and online exhibitions, and these are things that you can actually share, like if you wanted to be studying, a topic, you can share this directly, the whole set, to like Google Classroom if you wanted to. So you have options there to incorporate them into your classrooms. EBSCO eBooks provides you with ebooks. Gale Virtual Reference Library is another one that, especially since we do not have access to our regular libraries, this is huge because these are big reference books. And so you're looking at multi-volume encyclopedias. So it's like, and there's fun ones and there's useful ones, there's fun ones. They're all useful, I suppose. They're all fun, I suppose. The Encyclopedia of World Biography is a multi-volume set, and so if you're doing anything with biography, this could be a really great starting point. As we scroll on down, you can see that, let's see, history has a lot of really great topics in it. And so like the Civil War Reference Library is a multi-volume set. And so if you're doing something, there's World War I and World War II in here. Multicultural has some really great things. They have the Encyclopedia of the World, Encyclopedia of Native American Tribes. So lots of things to explore in here if you are looking for specific content. The nice thing about this is you can go in and search across the publication if you want to. And so I can look across the whole publication, or I can search in the search box, the general search box, across the entire collection. So Gale Virtual Books are a really great tool. Some things to remember as you are planning your content and working with lots of different learners, all of the state library resources have article read aloud. And so if you are trying to, support different reading levels, they do have that article read aloud functionality. They also have the ability to do PDFs and ship out, so if you do need to print packets, you can make a PDF of that and print that content. Let's see. That pretty much covers, so that's the general on the state library resources in terms of kind of what's out there. But definitely, I would definitely, if I was going to share those, just share the straight link to elementary school, middle school, or high school, and then direct the learners once you're there to say, okay, for this activity, we're going to be using, consumer reports on this page, and go that route. If you wanted to direct them individually, you do need to make sure you use the link that is on this page. And so you can right click and copy link address and paste that into whatever you're using. But the easiest thing is to just copy the page link for the collection you're looking at. Okay. Back to other things. A couple of other things that are on the general resources that can really help with reading and reaching out. Scholastic is offering really great collections for different grade levels as their learn at home resources. And so you choose your grade level. And then they have, so this is middle school, and they're going to add content every day. So this was week 1, and I think if I look at week 2, I'm not sure if I have the whole week or not. I do. Okay, good. And so they have the whole week. And so like next week, they'll add week 3. And you'll notice that they give you links to books. And so you actually get access to content that is typically subscription access. And so these are things that you could share out with your learners and give them access to utilize at home. And then the other resource that I wanted to show you on here is Newsella. Newsella, a lot of you probably are familiar with Newsella and know that they've got various levels of subscriptions right now. And they've cut down on their free access. One of the really great things is you can get a complimentary access through the rest of the school year. And so if you want to, as an individual teacher, you can sign up for instant access. At a district level, you can sign up for district access. What's great about Newsella is they have not only the ELA content, but they have social studies, science, and social emotional learning. And one of the nice things here is you can go in and get articles that are you can adjust their Luxile level. As a teacher, you also get a report back. So you have the activities, the comprehension questions, the writing activities that go along with those articles. And so as an instructor, you get data back when you're signed up for the subscription, the free subscription. And so that's awesome because it gives you that data of what your kids are learning, but yet your kids can do it whenever. I'm not sure, have any of you guys been using Newsella previously?
I have not, but I do have a question. I'm at
Okay.
the elementary level. Is this geared more toward high school, middle school, high school? Or is it,
No, you can use it at the elementary level. It is, let's see, really good question.
Our eighth graders use it. They were able for eighth grade to buy the pro plan or one of the levels, and they love it because teachers can go in and see how much time students actually spent reading the article.
Yes. And that is such a big part. I mean, you have that time content, and then so Lynn has noted that she's printed articles, but you've not used it digitally. Susan, are you in elementary?
Yes, I'm elementary.
Okay, sweet. Okay. So yeah, so the content, you have the ability to adjust the content, the Luxile levels, and they've locked it down enough now that I don't know that, I'm not sure what I have for access right now. I should probably sign myself up for access during during this time. So yeah, so content-wise, it is going to be a really, really good resource. And what's nice about it is if you're going to use it, in one content area, you can, let your colleagues know in other content areas and switch it, and they can use it too to kind of help with that. So Newsella is one of my
Hey,
favorites.
Julie,
Yeah, yeah.
Julie, sorry, I'm on the website. Can you share your screen so I can catch up to where you're at? Because I'd like to get more out of this Zoom meeting, but I don't even know where you are.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm on the site.
All right. Well, and I've shared are you guys seeing my screen?
No.
I see your screen.
I see your screen.
I see your screen as well. She might need to expand hers.
Jessica, what are you
Do I
using?
need to what?
What?
I'm just using my phone right now.
Oh, okay. So you should see little dots at the bottom of your page. Swipe one way or the other. Swipe right.
swiping. Okay. Oh, yay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Actually, you know what? So I've been doing all these Zoom webinars, and I had a question yesterday that I was like, I read a question. I'm like, I don't know. And so I did a Zoom last night with my phone, my iPad, and my laptop, and I was like interacting all over the place. And so I'm a lot more
Well,
proficient
that makes
on all of
sense.
them.
Yep. And I've only been doing it on my computer, so this is a new adventure for me. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So popping back to, I'm going to go back to the resources page. So those are general resources there. Those are a really great starting point if you are like overwhelmed and don't really know where to start. They have, because they cover a lot of different grade levels. All right. Now we're going to take a quick look at author read alouds, just because this has been like one of my favorite things to watch during this during this time. Authors are really stepping up to the plate and providing content to their audiences. And the other really cool thing with this is it started out with a lot of younger kid content, but it's grown up to, there is, middle school, high school content available. And so it's really, really exciting. Dan Guyman Hart has been sharing his book, The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise.
That is
And
the best book.
who is it?
It's really good.
I haven't read it yet. Um, Unfortunately, he can only share like up to chapter 8 or something like that. But I mean, just even to get kids going with that, I thought that was a really good one. Neil Gaiman is reading one of his books, and this one is on YouTube, and so you can go back and watch that on YouTube. A couple of things. I have a lot of schools. I'm seeing that the teachers want to read to their kids, the librarians want to read to their kids, and what can they legally do with copyright? And so there's a couple of different pages here that I've pulled together, or other people have pulled together, and they're keeping updated, and so I'm not losing sleep over it. But the publishers are really responding to this too, which is so awesome. I mean, just because it's just great. So School Library Journal has been working, and they've been updating this. And so as publishers are allowing you to grant license, to read books aloud, they give you permission, and they also give you the stipulations. And so you can roll through this and say, okay, this book is a book I want to read. Is it a book that has one of those publishers given permission to do that, and how can I do that? Kate Messmer has also been doing some really great collection of that. So then I started finding other cool things. So there's foreign language stories. There's the Spanish experience. Oh, yes. Yes, it is, Crystal. Here you go. Sorry. You're all over it. And we are in the content and author read alouds right now is where we're floating around. But so this has just been really neat because you have access to children's stories. They're translated into Spanish and spoken by a native Spanish speaker. And so these have been really, really fun. I've been really excited by that. And then I discovered more. I think if we go to the Fable Cottage, yes, the Fable Cottage, which I need to add in a separate, you can get books read in different languages. And so one of my coworkers is his family in Italy, and she speaks Italian. And so she was so excited. I shared this with her, and she was so excited. So it's so fun to find some of these gems. Sign language, you guys. There's a collection of content for sign language. And so there are ebooks our books that are read on YouTube, and they have sign language, and they are the companies that support sign language are giving free access. And so I'm thrilled with that. Story times from space, you've probably seen that floating around. That's been a lot, but you can, there's some really great stories read from space. The big list of children's authors doing online read alouds. We Are Teachers is awesome. And they have pulled together a great list of read alouds. And what's nice about this is they've chunked it by elementary. And then if we keep on going down, you'll see that you have middle school and high school young adult. And so I was really thrilled that they actually, have resources for multiple grade levels there, and it's not just one. And that one's in there twice. I need to delete it. Audible. Have you guys heard that Audible is giving away content? So you do need to have your own Amazon account, but you don't have to, you just have to create the account. They have them organized by grade level. And you can go in and listen to any of these Audible books for free during this time. And so, and they also have the foreign languages too, which I think is super cool. So Audible is providing read alouds. This was at the top of the page and it's dropped as we've been adding content. Check with your school librarian and see what they may be providing. A lot of schools are posting videos on their social media and or their learning management system. And so your school librarian may be doing something already that you can just share with your kids. Live Bits has pulled together a really nice little document of live events. And so you can pop in and see what's going on for live events to share out with your learners. If you want to say, hey, we're going to watch, here's a fun one you can watch live, or just share that out with your parents to let them know. Special booked themed events. This is the calendar view of all that. And so I do better with a calendar view. And so this is very similar to the Live Bits, but it's a calendar. So depending on what you like to look at. So Kate Messner, who had put together the resources above for copyright, she has collected an amazing page of resources. She's an author and she's put content together for by grade level here, and it is just super cool because she shares a lot of read alouds, but then she links out to others too. And so I've been really impressed with her page. It's been a lot of stuff. Kidlit TV. How many of you guys? Yes, Lynn, you just need an Amazon account. You don't. It's all you need. It's super easy. So Kidlit TV, have you guys seen Kidlit TV before? Have I been living under a rock? Kidlit TV is really more for younger kids, but actually it's super cool. And I've been sharing resources with my older kids too. Like Read Aloud, Bellow this Cello. Oh my gosh, it is such a fun little book. And so they have activity things, so you can go in and do ready, set, draw. And it gives you how to draw Pip from a normal pig, how to draw extremely cute animals operating heavy machinery. They have sing-along, they have radio, so they're podcasts. You guys, I could spend a lot of time here. And so this one is really a fun one. And they have collections of diverse books. So Kidlit TV is one of my new favorites, and I was really excited to find it. I also linked out to the state library's resources here, so I added specific links to BookFlix and TrueFlix. but they are also linked to other places. So that is the author read aloud and more, which has been just so fun. So I'm going to scroll on down to ebooks now and share that with you guys real quick. So ebooks, mind-boggling the amount of ebooks options that are popping up. So Pebble Go and Capstone are providing free interactive during the closure. You do need to sign up for that. Scribd, I've been really excited by this because you have access to, this is really great for especially your upper elementary and or not upper elementary, middle school, high school, because it's going to give you content that is going to give you content that is across different content areas. So I was going to, and I've signed up for my account, and I don't remember what I did, because this is the blog. Anyways, when you sign up for an account, you actually get access to you get magazine access. You also get access to, oh, here it is, available to anyone free through this link. So they do ebooks, audiobooks, and magazine articles. And I've gone in and found some really neat things that I want to read, and also stuff that you could use with your learners. Abdo Digital, they are pre-K 8. They have Marvel Comics, you guys. And so that was really exciting for me, just because I know comic books are a really popular resource. You don't need to sign up for anything. You can just go in and access because they've posted a trial link. And so it's good through May 31st. So cool resources. You guys, Junior Library Guild gave away collections. And originally they were sort of, they had usernames and passwords, and now they're like, yeah, no longer needed. They have an elementary stream, a middle school stream, and a high school stream. And so we can pop in and you can check out all these books. And they're freely available. And so I am just like beyond excited, because Junior Library Guild is one of those things that I mean, I hear about them, but I've never had access to them. So all the reading, you guys, who has time to teach? We should be reading. All right, the sign language books I dropped here again, TrueFix, BookFix I dropped here again. And then one of the things that I wanted to share with people is Book Creator. And that's not so much an ebook site or ebook where you can actually read books, but this is where you can make books. And Book Creator, Shelley, yes. All right, you guys. So could you guys talk to my boss and tell her that, that you would like it if I just read too? So Book Creator is super easy to use. It is accessible on mobile devices, so you can use it on an iPad or you can use it on your computer, and you can get a collaborative upgrade for 90 days. And so you can, it is just super cool to be able to use. I've shown it to I've shown the free one to a lot of teachers, and I've just seen amazing books created with this. And you can add your own pictures, you can draw pictures, you can add in video, so it's a really, so creating your own ebooks, this is a good option. So I dropped that in there. And then back in the day, I put together a list of other ebooks options. And so this is just more. Ty Reads is the professional development ebook collection that Ty maintains. South Dakota Titles to Go is for public libraries across South Dakota. Your larger public libraries have their own collections. Differentiated stuff, you've got the Braille and Talking Book program through the state library. So if you're really struggling to support learners, this could be an option. Bookshare is another one for people with print disabilities. And then as we go on down, a lot of these are ones that we are familiar with. One of the things like Epic Books, if you guys, it used to be you could use it in school, but you couldn't use it at home unless the parents subscribed to it. Well, they've waived that during COVID. And so you can set up at-home access for your students. Unite for Literacy is really great because it's got online read alouds. Yes, I'm glad. See, and I'm so excited they let it go open at home right now. And then I added in just a number of other resources here that, like the Library of Congress has free books that you can access. And so if you're into the history stuff, you have resources there. So that, I think, is a really, really, really fast rundown of the resources that. Oh, you know what? One more thing. Because we can't just read all the time, we have been working on gathering the experiential opportunities. So here's where I spend the rest of my time. If I'm not reading, I'm watching webcams, you guys, or touring museums. I've got to check them out for you all. Virtual tours. There are so many cool ones out there. If you want to share a short, concise list, this virtual field trips has been put together by a teacher, and it is a really nice little collection because it just, you can share this link directly if it ever loads, and I'm going to come back to it, and you're good to go. There's a lot of other virtual field trips your kids can take from your couch, collections. This article from CNN, I don't generally, drop in that kind of thing, but I dropped it in because at the beginning, they give us some tips on enjoying a virtual field trip and like being really, you know, there in the moment. They talk about classing it up, that might be showering. I don't know. Pour a little wine or tea and a plate of snacks. Choose a theme, so
Elena, someone burned down your house with you inside. Do you know anyone that would do
why
this?
I don't like CNN. Sorry, you guys. That's why I wouldn't normally share it. Involve the kids, actually do something with them, sit down and watch the webcam or watch the tour with them and interact as though you went. And one of my coworkers is watching the Cincinnati Zoo Animal of the Day as when right before bed with her daughter, and that's so they have these discussions. So I thought that was kind of cool. So the CNN article I share for that reason. The Met Museum is super cool. Smithsonian has some great stuff. As we keep on scrolling down, the Cincinnati Zoo has really good stuff. Monterey Bay Aquarium has amazing live cams. The San Diego Zoo has good ones. And then this, I need to go in and change the title because it is not just the Decorah Eagles, you guys. These are live cams from all over. And so when you are looking at, we'll let that load. I'm going to let that load and I'm going to pop over to this. This is that virtual field trip links that you can share. So a teacher put this together and it's very, very visually pleasing. It's not overwhelming. And so this could definitely be a easy thing to share out with your learners to say, hey, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, you can do that. So these are live cams, and so it grabbed the eagles, but you can see here at the top featured. And so if I go to Dog Bless You, I have dog cams. There are Zen cams, and so I can go in and I can watch I've been doing oceans, you guys. That's where my Zen is. But you can go in and watch Zen cams if you want. And it'll show you all these different cameras. And so really, really cool things that you can explore with these live cams. And so just if you're looking for something to check out, you have options. So that is the experiential quick, to virtual museum tours, zoo tours, etc. So that is everything. So as we make it through our week, we can do lots of reading and exploring and all sorts of cool things. Does anybody have any questions before we wrap up? You can unmute or you can chat me.
I have a friend who teaches kindergarten that I think this would be good for her to look at. Are you going to post this so that people can go back and look?
Yep, I'm recording it and I will post the video. And so the video, when we share videos, they're just dropped back up in, so on the webinar tab here, there's a YouTube channel and we've just posted everything to the YouTube channel. And so this is where the recorded ones have been dropped so far. And so I'll post this one today.
The Wakelet is on the site as well?
Yes, all of these Wakelets are on the site, and so they're under content. And today we really just looked at the general resources, the author read alouds, experiential, and then the ebooks. And do share with your staff because any of the content areas have collections of things that you can use. Like math, for example. I've gone out and looked at the math publishers, and so how are the curriculums supporting schools during COVID-19? And so if you guys are a Pearson district, they have resources for you to help you utilize your resources that you have. CPM, McGraw-Hill, so as I've been finding those resources, I've been putting those together. And so I've been really trying to do that for content areas too. We've put together adaptive learning software, math games, so if you're looking at content areas, share those out with your respective colleagues that are looking for content. And we constantly add to these. We worked really quickly to get content up, but I've been adding, I think I have a new museum thing I have to add, so or I get to add. So yep, I'll post the video, and I think I posted that we were doing this on the Rapid City COVID teachers, and then also the South Dakota educators, and so I'll post the archive there too.
Okay, I think it's so important to let the teachers do open-ended learning activities for the students right now, just because the level of stress out there.
Well, level of stress, and also the level of, I mean, you guys, I've been reading a lot about, teachers who are trying to, they have their kids and they're trying to teach their students, and, trying to balance all that. And, a lot of us are working from home and we're not teachers. And so, you kind of have that balance too. And so those open-ended, activities are perfect, Shelley. I'm glad you brought that up because that's definitely definitely, and a lot of these are very open-ended, so you can use them to explore and tie something back. Flipgrid, we did a Flipgrid webinar yesterday, and I think we can do another one if there's a need. It's posted, but the Flipgrid could definitely be an option for reflecting on some of these. So watch a virtual tour and tell us what you did or what you saw, and then you can go back and then watch each other's type of thing and have those conversations. So any other questions, comments? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up.
Thank you so much. This was helpful.
Good. Thank you guys for coming. It was good to see everybody this morning.
This was great, Julie. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.